Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now we have printed this pi cycle bottom indicator just here for Bitcoin, and right now we are pumping today off that particular bottom signal indicator, which is pretty cool. But one thing we've got to keep an eye on here is basically support and resistance. Okay. Another thing we've got to really keep an eye on, that I personally think that Bitcoin could be in trouble if you lose this low. Okay, and I think that if you lose that low right now that we put in last month, I think Bitcoin could actually be in deep trouble going forward. Okay, and I've always said this to you, full transparency. You know, just because I want it to go up, I've got technical targets to the upside and things like that. It could be in a massive prolonged bear market, and I've gone through this scenario with you before. And the looking glass to that is if we do start to lose structural lows. You know, indicators in the charts are telling us that that's the bottom. You know, you're down there in the floor on the RSI. There's just sort of no strength in Bitcoin and no upside basically. And you could say the macro environment is the effects on Bitcoin at that point. You know, okay, but I tend to not pay attention to the macro environment because I think that the leading indicator obviously is price action, okay, and nothing else sort of matters really. I know I should be paying attention to it because I see it all the time, and almost every other comment is about the macro outlook, the macro environment, things like that. But I think things can change in a heartbeat, and okay, and I think that like if you start paying attention to the macro environment, if everybody does, then it sort of becomes too easy, okay, and you've got to have a bit of contrarian view sometimes. But anyway, that's just my outlook. That's just the way I've always looked at charts and things like that. I just don't necessarily pay attention to the macro outlook, okay, because I've seen, look at the corona dump is a prime example of that, when it came down and everyone, oh no, and then it just got the hell out of there, even though we were still in that lockdown, okay, because this is what I'm saying to you, it does what it does, you know, price action over anything is determining what's happening here. So for me, at the minute, you know, I think, you know, given all the previous indicators here, we are sort of in this zone right now. We are coming back and retesting that low, and everyone's getting really bearish again. You know, even myself here potentially got some kind of impulsive push down here potentially, which will be validated if we lose this low right now. But is it doing it yet? No. So, you know, just like last year when we came down that potential A leg, just there, we came down this A, which I think is an A leg. We've got this B, and right now we're in this irregular C correction down here. We've got this ABC correction, you know, and one thing that we didn't do here on the channel is pay attention to that cycle top. You know, so right now this is why I'm paying attention to the cycle bottom, because it was really good at calling this cycle top, okay, and I didn't pay attention to it. You know, here I was looking for a low, we got it, I found the support, and we started to come back up, and at that point I thought we were going to go to the moon basically, go to 100k and beyond, you know, and I was ignoring this cycle top because, you know, I was anticipating further upside here. Now what validates the fact that this was an irregular correction for me is the fact that altcoins, certain coins like Chainlink and XRP and VeChain and things like that, you know, some of the coins that I cover on the channel actually came down, made a lower high, and then dropped, and have put in some kind of ABC correction right now. The cycle top told us that they were going to do that, and I ignored that. I apologise. But right now, this is why I'm not ignoring this cycle bottom indicator, which has always been pretty accurate. So at the minute, this is why I'm telling you that possibly, not 100%, but the cycle bottom's in. Do you understand? And right now, you're looking upside. But obviously, it can be validated. And right now, to invalidate it, if we lose that low, would be worrying. It's simple as that. So, you know, right now we are carving out some kind of bottom. We've got indicators down here telling us it is the bottom. So for me, it's all about support and resistance. So if we start to zoom in, if you lose this low, not so good. Break this high, really good. And it really is that simple. So come to your charts right now. It's getting a bit drastic, getting a bit mental, getting a bit sort of depressing right now. You are losing this green trend line, which is quite worrying as well, and especially if you lose this low here, you're definitely coming through tracement to this low here, okay, and lose that low, you know, I just don't know where Bitcoin's going to go, to be honest with you, because you're invalidating previous cycle indicators telling us at the bottom. And not only that, we can take a look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart right here, and you can see clearly that whenever you're down here in this blue zone, has always been a fantastic entry point, basically a fire sale. It never feels like a fire sale, it never feels like it's a good opportunity, but historical data has shown as it is. So again, you know, take that information and do what you want with. So if we take a look at this A leg, like I said to you, down here it got really drastic as well. We came down, we put in the low, and then we sort of came back to it. And if you look at the time frame here, I've gone through this with you before, we've got this low in May, then we came down and made the lower low in June, then we retraced quite heavily and deeply to that low in July before we got the spring out of there, okay. So potentially I'm looking at some kind of ABC correction just there, some kind of ABC irregular correction, where theoretically it should have been some kind of cycle top ABC correction like that, ABC zigzag correction basically. So right now, cycle bottom, should we ignore it? Cycle top, Definitely not ignoring that again, to be honest with you. And just here, potentially what we've got is a low that was put in May, then a lower low in June, on the 18th, with all the cycle indicators telling us that, and then we're retracing to it quite nastily and quite deeply at the moment, losing this support line and things like that. Is it a case that we're going to come down here again and then get a spring and a bounce? And you could say, okay, well, this is a low, we've come down, we've got our A, we've got a B, we've got a C, and that's it. We're lowballed out. We're meeting all expectations. We're printing cycle low targets and things like that. And the rainbow chart's in that level. You've got the RSI in the level. You've got the Williams percent range there, that potentially breaking resistance into this month. And everyone's been shaken out basically, looking for lower prices. So again, that's a key low down there that we put in June, the 18th of June, right there, around about $17,500 right there. That's personally where I bought on that particular day as well. I'm still holding them bags basically, and my stop losses, if we do start to lose that, I'll just sell them, because I'm not going to take a loss on it basically. Do you understand? Because with that, like I said to you, if Bitcoin does come down and loses these lows and goes to these projected targets that everyone's calling for, I personally think that Bitcoin could actually be in trouble going forward, because you're losing structure, you're losing support, and I've always said that to you. Okay, there's absolutely zero guarantees on this channel. So right now, what we do need to see is this bottom hold, accumulating this range and start to build back up here. Now, one thing we have got coming, which is really silly, which I've covered with you before, tomorrow we've got a pump moon. The green moons usually start to come up for Bitcoin, usually, not 100%, but usually you do start to come up off a pump moon. So it could be some kind of relief tomorrow coming up. Now, to negate any more downside here, for me, we've got to break that resistance, okay? Because that would confirm that this is impulsive, this is corrective, and right now you're still coming up impulsively for Bitcoin, and you could potentially meet that 27k target by the end of the month here, which would see you get back above the monthly 55 EMA, which would be a massive thumbs up to Bitcoin bottom out and start to come back up the stairs basically. And again, if we start to lose this low here and you start to come down and lose this low here, it could be really drastic for the crypto markets here right now for Bitcoin. And that's as simple as it is, okay? Let's just keep it simple, support and resistance. So that's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that little update. I'm still on holiday in Turkey. I'm trying to get updates out to you as best as I can. I don't think I'll get an XRP out today because I'm going to the beach in a minute and the missus is saying, how long are you going to be? Good luck everybody. Take care. Thank you for your support. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.